4557.
With the power of Tandem HR, you are in the fast lane on Main Street with Get Down to Business with Shalom Klein, the show for business and jobs. Now, the champion of networking, the advocate of jobs, the guru of business, your host, Shalom Klein.
We can't help everyone, but everyone can indeed help someone. That's what President Ronald Reagan once said. We are all about small business, jobs, and entrepreneurship and business. We talk a lot about business here. You are on with Get Down to Business, and I'm your host, Shalom Klein. Remember, you can always download podcasts from Get Down to Business on my website at shalomklein.com. And while you are there, don't forget to follow me on Twitter at Shalom Klein. It's going to be a jam-packed week of content and information that you won't want to miss. It's a live show. This week, it's all about customer service. And this week, we've got an all-star lineup. We've got guests Pete Sikorski, Cassandra Willis, Sari Klein, and David Jacobson. And at the end of the program, I'll be sharing tips on implementing an employee bonus program. It's a live show. You can call us at 312-642-5600. Once again, that phone number for your questions is 312-642-5600. And Get Down to Business is powered by our good friends at Tandem HR. Make sure you reach out to them. They are your solution center. You can find them at tandemhr.com or call 630-928-0510. Check them out online. They've got so many valuable resources. tandemhr.com or call 630-928-0510. And now we have our returning guest. We've got Pete Sikorski, the COO at Get Fresh Produce. Welcome back to Get Down to Business.
Thanks, Shalom. Thanks for having me.
So, Pete, this show, we're talking all about customer service. We've had many a conversation about innovation in the past, but customer service, how do you define that term that's thrown around so frequently?
For us, customer service is taking care of whatever the customer needs, making sure that you're relevant to the customer and satisfying their needs.
So we'll talk a little bit more about who Get Fresh Produce works with, but I guess let me dig in a little bit deeper. Who are your customers? Who do you consider to be the customers of Get Fresh Produce?
So our customers really are two levels of customers. Our immediate customers, the restaurants that we service. So we distribute fresh fruit and vegetables to restaurants and some retail stores throughout the Chicago area. But our customers are also the end consumer, the person that's consuming the fruits and vegetables as well. And ultimately, we like to say that we enhance the experience that the consumer has while in the customer's location, the restaurant, by providing good food.
So just over the past few minutes, you just heard from two people that said that they've seen your trucks all over the place. Tell us a little bit about that, why that's sort of a big deal for you.
It's a big deal because, you and I have talked about that before. A lot of times our trucks, we have 125 of them on the road every day between Illinois, Indiana, Wisconsin. So we have a lot. But often people don't see us because they're white trucks, and even though we're core to the fabric of Chicago and food service, and our guys are out there everywhere, you typically just don't notice the white truck on the road with the refrigeration unit delivering the food. But recently we've begun wrapping more of our trucks, putting a green wrap, putting a papaya in a splash of water, or a star fruit, or something really interesting like Romanesco, which is a cross between cauliflower and broccoli. And obviously it's sticking because more people are saying they're noticing our trucks.
So you are branding Romanesco. No, I'm just kidding. You're branding Get Fresh Produce. I just mentioned to you a few minutes ago that in many ways this reminds me of Frontier Airlines. I've seen the bear and the moose and all the different animals on Frontier airplanes, and I think it's great. So many of your, as you said, the end consumer, the folks that are actually enjoying your produce, they don't really know much about Get Fresh Produce, but now people are seeing how many trucks do you have on the road?
125.
125. That's fantastic. So customer service, you mentioned, is obviously the restaurants that you work with. Who are those restaurants?
So the restaurants are restaurants like Chipotle, Portillo's, large chain restaurants such as those under the Let Us Entertain You umbrella, like Wildfire, as well as individual mom-and-pop restaurants that are in any downtown that you would go to throughout the Chicago suburbs.
Interesting. So all Midwest, all Illinois?
Primarily all Midwest, so Illinois, Indiana, and Wisconsin. Mostly the customers that we go to in Milwaukee are customers, though, that have a location possibly in Chicago, possibly also in Indianapolis. So it's really a regional distribution.
and it's all based out of your operation. Where is that operation located?
We're in Bartlett, Illinois, which is western suburbs.
So those trucks must be busy every day, huh?
They are, yep. So they're going anywhere from Madison, Wisconsin, to Green Bay, over to Davenport, Iowa, down to Central Illinois, over to Indianapolis, Fort Wayne. That's our area.
So to provide good customer service, you really have to have a really good team in place. And a lot of it is probably providing excellent service to them as well. Tell us how you believe the best way, or how you've retained employees, how you attract employees. Tell us about a little bit about that experience.
Well, we've done a lot of things over the years trying to make Get Fresh a good place for employees to work. From my standpoint as leader of the company, the biggest thing is that I know everyone that works for us. We have about 375 people working for us, and it's a challenge to make sure that I know everybody, but I know a little bit about them, and I'm never too busy to take some time and speak with them about what's going on. And so that personal touch is a big part of the family feel, because at the end of the day, Get Fresh Produce is a family-owned, privately held company. And so maintaining that family atmosphere across 375 people is a challenge. But if you encourage open communication, that's one of the biggest things you can do.
Well, Pete, as you know, jobs is a big deal. So are you hiring at this time?
We are hiring, yes. We've never stopped hiring in the 4 years that I've been at the company, looking for commercial vehicle drivers. That's always a big thing for us. We're also looking for folks in our warehouse both days and nights. We're a 24/7 operation.
So, Pete, this is sort of getting, I guess, perhaps a little bit political over here. But unemployment. They say it's the rate has dropped a little bit. But still, we're in the 6-7%, depending how you look at it. 6 or 7% of people are looking for jobs. You have jobs to offer. You and many other companies that are out there. Why aren't people going to those jobs? Why aren't people considering it?
One of the first things that I'm always concerned about is, am I reaching those people that are looking for those jobs? So are our efforts relevant to the people that are looking? But if you're somebody that's looking for a job, especially if you're looking to make your individual achievements stand out, we have programs. For example, our people that are our order selectors. They are the people that actually choose the fruits and vegetables that make it onto a particular customer's order. Those individuals can actually get paid more. The more accurate they are, the faster they work. And so if you're interested in that individual achievement kind of driving your pay rate, we've got those types of programs too. So I think for us, it's just continuing to work with partners, primarily in the communities that surround us, to make sure people know we're there. And, a little bit, we just talked about people noticing the trucks. Hopefully that begets people looking us up on our website. Hopefully that then says, listening to us on shows like this, and leads to them asking us about jobs. And if they're interested in working, we're interested in talking to them.
That's great. And I believe a lot of it is raising awareness and getting out and about in the community. And you're certainly doing a big job, a really good job at that. And I believe you're sort of in expansion mode, so I'm sure there will be many more opportunities coming up as well. So commercial drivers for your trucks. What are some of the other professionals that are working at Get Fresh Produce?
Well, we're looking to expand our support team right now as well. So the people that are not customer facing are my accounting team, for example. My accounting team's in expansion mode, looking for a couple of people there. Our customer service team is always growing. And the thing that I would really love to do, even our own customers don't always know enough about us. We carry 3,700 active food service items. It's fruits and vegetables, but it's also plenty of other things like napkins, cups.
Pete, let me test you for a second. How many different types of tomatoes are there?
There are about 10 types of tomatoes that we pack out about 150 different ways. So,
I can't stump Pete Sikorski. He knows all of his produce. This is amazing. Fantastic. A lot of fun. That's great. And at the end of the program, where I'm going to be talking a little bit about employee incentive programs. I loved what you just mentioned. Creating bonus and incentive programs for accuracy. I'm sure for longevity of employees and things like that. That's fantastic. So, Pete, lots of great information. There are jobs that are available. If people are interested in learning more about Get Fresh Produce, maybe they've seen your truck somewhere, or they're interested in those job opportunities, how can people get a hold of you?
Best way to do it is see our website, www.getfreshproduce.com. You can also email us, info@getfreshproduce.com, and those are the two best ways to get in touch with us, or come out and see our facility in Bartlett, Illinois.
That's great. And again, you will be enjoying Get Fresh Produce products at so many interesting restaurants all over the Chicagoland area. Many of us don't know what Get Fresh Produce does, but certainly this is fascinating, and the the 10 different types of tomatoes that many of our listeners might be enjoying at a Chipotle, this weekend. It's likely coming from your operation in Bartlett, Illinois. So thanks, Pete Sikorski of Get Fresh Produce. Always enjoy having you on. We'll continue that conversation about service, about innovation. Check them out at getfreshproduce.com. They are hiring, so please spread the word. After the break, I'm going to be talking about communication with Cassandra Willis. We've got a great program lined up for you. We're also talking with Sari Klein about jobs, and David Jacobson continuing that conversation about great customer service like he provides at Chicago Jewish funerals. We'll talk about that in just a few moments. Remember, you could always get on my website, shalomklein.com, and that's where you can find out who's going to be on the show next week. In fact, we've got a great lineup of those guests. But check it out on my website. I'm not going to provide the teaser for you right now. Got to get it on the website. That's also where you can download podcasts and register for a ton of networking events, like the event April 13th in Deerfield. Check it out, shalomklein.com. Until then, don't touch that dial. You're listening to Get Down to Business.
Stuck?